Alright, what is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to another Direct Strike Weekly Brawl tier list. We're playing some Abathur today, and you will notice that I'm on one side over here. Wait. Wait, there's a random blacklist? Wait, hold on. I didn't realize, wait, what? Oh, I've heard of that thing, but I didn't know how to get to it. Anyways, I'm just gonna open up with some roaches here. We're doing a 1v3 against Kaz. Oh my god, I forgot. I haven't played with SOS Bay for so long. I don't know if that's his in-game name. I'm a Witcher Harry, and then we also have Symbolicity here. So let's just see how this cracks out here. So in the 1v3 scenario, you spawn multiple times. We get adaptive plating here. There's discharge, so any damage your structures take is permanent. Ah, I got some hydrotic bile here. All right, boys. I've never done 1v3 Abathur, which is why I'm like really curious, like what that looks like, you know? Because like Abathur's roaches are actually something else. Like they're pretty strong. And I've never really just spammed like 5 million of them. That being said, roaches will get meltated by like... oh no, Symbolicity's doing banelings. Alright. Alright, well, let's see if I can swarm host it up here and see if that'll help. Oh, Kaz has also got Abathur going here. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can swarm host it up along with some roach spam. But oh my god, it's so pricey. The thing is that in 1v3, like you can also like just triple up. Okay, so the brawl modifiers we had the synergy, so like you know you all spawn at the same time. Everything costs more. No shields on your structures, and then there's stockpile, which increases the starting resources. But honestly, I didn't even feel it, boys. Did you guys feel it? You know what they really gotta do with stockpile? They gotta like Tia, if you're watching this right now, you can show me that you're watching this right now by giving me a sign. By making stockpile start you with like 6,000 minerals or something. Like damn, boys. Can you imagine like minute 1 you're just trying to like spam like 5 million marauders? Like right now I think stockpile gives you like what, an extra 300 minerals? It's like, man, thanks for the extra like what, 2, 3 marauders? I don't know, man. So that's that. I should probably get some queens or something. I don't know. Those banelings are doing work right now. But I got them hosts coming in. We got them. Oh no, we got scanned. Oh no, that's the end for those guys. I'm gonna need some more roach, some more host. I'm gonna try and like stress test Abathur. You know, we're gonna do everything. I think I need some ravagers as well. Anyways, as well about that student I was talking about on like I think it was a Friday's video. I think for the first time in my life I actually like yelled at a student. That actually had a good effect because I did it once only. In the sense that I'm probably trying not to use this more than once if I have to, or twice, or often, you know. I feel like because I don't want to like yell at kids, but then just doing it that one time showed the kid that I was like capable of that, and they're like, oh shit, oh no, that's dangerous. I better not do that. So in a way, I think the kid's like I actually can connect with this student now, which is great. Like that's sort of what I wanted to. Anyways, let's get that Giga Roach here. So you get triple Giga Roaches here. I really wanted to save up for the Swarm Host, but I don't think I can do that. We're in a bit of a dire situation, as they say. Well, it's not too dire. We got the Locust over here. We got the Locust and the Roach. The Roaches. The Roachus. There we go. Go kill that Overseer, man. Kill that Overseer. Man, why y'all slacking? Oh my god, like 2 of them decided to kill the Overseer. Alright, well, I need a... Oh no. Swarm hosts aren't the most durable thing out there. So I'm gonna get some Ravagers here because Kaz suggested tanks. And Ravagers are essentially Abathur tanks. So let's go for that. Like tanks in the sense that like they're siege tanks. So yeah. And then I also had another student who was like hacking the game mode that I was using. That I was getting them to play to like, you know, instead of doing worksheets, like they would be just playing that game mode instead. It was just like sort of like multiple choice review, and then they hacked it, and then so I was like, all right, I'm gonna see if I can use the shame technique, which is where I talk to them in front of the entire class, and I'm actually waiting to see how that works out. I think that should be okay. We'll see. You know, honestly, it's very interesting, like all this teaching experiment stuff. But yeah, it looks like my Swarm Host stack is starting to reach such critical mass. This Swarm Host is doing some weird dance over here. You guys see this guy? He just doesn't know where to be. There we go. He's found a spot. Okay, let's drop a mend. Oh my goodness here. How many banelings can we get? I don't think there's gonna be enough Banelings here. I got some Ravagers coming in this time. There we go. Oh man, there's a big beam coming in. I just heal past it, just mend past it. There we go. Mend right past it. You get the bloated bile ducts here. Oh my goodness. Come on. Not even Stetman can stop me now. Although I gotta make sure I have enough swarm hosts coming in. Oh my goodness. I don't think I have enough swarm hosts coming in. Holy. Come on. Come on. It's just a queen. Get him. Get him. Overwhelm him. Safety in numbers, boys. That is the way of the Imperial Guard. Actually, is it even safety in numbers? I don't even know if it's safety, boys. You can't really be safe in the Imperium, boys. Alright, let's get some more of these bad boys here. I'm gonna spread them out a little bit more. Because currently they're all center mass here. Oh, there's a lurker! Bruh, there's a lurker. My critical weakness. An invisible unit. Anything but that. Now, boys, focus strike algorithm is kinda strong. If you ask me here. Okay, I'm gonna drop a fat mend here. I'm gonna need an overseer. Good thing the overseers I build create 3 of them, but they're all in the same spot. Oh man, the Colossus is gonna put an end to us here. I've just been in survival mode right now. I need Vipers and I need them fast. I think what we're gonna have to do is give up the cannon here. Oh, that's gonna be tough. That is gonna be tough because the Colossus is just gonna take us to town. SOS Babes Colossus. There we go. Come on, boys. We got this. I might need some more Ravager artillery. Actually, I don't even know. The only thing that's alive right now is my triple stack roaches. Actually, that's what I might need. Just more triple stack. Oh, I just misclicked. All right, you know what? Maybe I can just get some triple stack. I kind of want to get biomass like swarm hosts tripled up, but I don't know if that's the correct call right now. See, I'm not sure, boys. Because I can probably wait like 1 more minute for the biomass swarm host, but swarm hosts are currently getting countered by this Colossus here. I'm not really keeping our enemies at bay anymore, you know? Did I get it out in time? I did not. Nah, those... Oh, no, I did. Oh, man, but there's too much damage. Ah, Discharge! Discharge was a little too insane, boys. Alright. We gave it our best try there. There we go. I just wanted to see what the Abathur 1v3 is going to look like. Alright, but we got to do one more, boys. We got to do one more. I think the host there was definitely like an okay start. But I want to see, like, what if I just went Ravagers? A thing happened, it was fine. There we go. There's just so much AoE. Alright, let's go. Round 2. Alright, let's go. Round 2. Electric Boogaloo. Let's go for that tier 2 right away. We're still going to be running Abathur because obviously. But we're going to try Ravagers this time. Oh my god, what if we try Mutalisk? No. Perish the thought, boys. Perish the thought. Mutalisk are strictly forbidden. Oh my goodness here. I'm probably going to meet like a bunch of Marauders now. There's just going to be like Aegis Guard, Marauder. That's going to happen. What if I just spam... I just kind of want to spam Roach Ravager. Like, that just seems so good. Like, it was not that great last game because Simplicity was doing some Stetman with the big explosions. So that was a bit rough here. Alright, let's get that Hydriotic Bile here. There we go. We got 2 Kerrigans, Cass and Simplicity are both playing Kerrigan. And we got Nova here. Well then, I think against Kerrigan I could just probably offer up some more roaches. More roaches into the mix here. Also, Kerrigan's lightning actually damages the cannon because there's no shield on it anymore. Well, that's really clever, actually. Ah. Alright. I'm going to get some more roaches here first. I think that's what I'll do. Roach Ravager is what I'll need. I'll probably need to put the Ravagers a little bit further back. Okay, so we got a bunch of roaches there. That's more roaches than I need for now. And then we'll Roach Ravager it up. There we go. Boom. Oh man, the hero opener is just a little strong. The base just gets sniped like right away, boys. Oh my goodness. And the roach damage output isn't really the highest. So it's like... Oh man. There we go. Alright, come on, Ravagers. The only bad thing about the synergy is that everything costs $5 million, boys. There we go. Let's get a Ravager out here. Oh my god, there's a covert Banshee now. Here we go. I think I invested a little too heavily in the roaches, but it's alright, boys. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's a Ravager time. I'm gonna just mend over here. Come on, Ravagers. You want to hit that thing for me? Okay, awesome. Holy. Yeah, but it's a little bit rough here. Kerrigan just does too much damage, and there's gonna be tanks coming in because, like, I think SOS base is tier 3 already. It's just like a defensive drone cheese the base sort of deal. Is this what's happening? It looks like it. Here we go. Boom. Like micro Kerrigan cheese the base. Currently I have no anti-air. Probably need to get a queen for that or something like that. I'm not even sure. Come on, bloated bile ducts. Bloated bile ducts. There we go. There we go. Is Kaz gonna open up some ultras here? Like the tunneling claws here so they can actually heal. That's actually gonna be a big thing. Okay, we took him out over there. Okay. Yeah, but the ultras just like beat up the roaches pretty nicely here. Like Kerrigan's a pretty strong against most Abathur ground units, I would say. Most Abathur ground units here. Oh my goodness. There we go. The Ultraless Egg gets popped right there. I definitely feel like I need some queens here. There we go. Oh, we got some Liberators coming in. Oh man. What am I gonna do against that? Devours? That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. Okay, buildings coming in clutch, spawning right now. Boom. Boom. There we go. Alright, I'm probably gonna get some queens actually. Probably need the queens on biomass, I think. That'll probably be a good idea. I didn't have biomass queens last time. I don't think I need more tankiness, I need more healing. I need healing. You know, famous Blizzard character once said, I need healing. Alright, let's just drop a mend here. Oh man, the Liberators are gonna take my queens to town though, I think. Maybe. Let's see. Boom. Nova's gonna get taken out there. Yeah, I think I need some more Ravs, some more queens. Devour just seems way too expensive for me to buy just to counter a bunch of. It's not even. It's gonna go after the Liberator, but it's not gonna go after the Banshees unless it has no other option. You know. Come on. Yeah, unless my queen is biomass, it doesn't really do much damage here either. Boom. Come on, queens. Get them. Alright, I'm gonna get some more Ravagers here. We're like barely hanging on here. Here, I'm gonna put down a creep tumor here. Okay. I heard someone said Abathur was unbeatable. I don't know who that someone is. It was definitely not me. I'm just out here trying to play some Abathur 1v3 because I realized I don't think I've ever done Abathur 1v3. You know, so I was like, man, I feel like I should do it. Alright, so I need some Devourers or like some Vipers or like a bit of both, but I don't have any money for either of those things, so I'll just put down a Mutalisk and then like we'll change it into like a Devourer at some point. I don't know, boys. Like, it seems like the best thing I can do right now is just to do that. Liberators are just gonna be a pain. They are just gonna be a pain. Just a giant, well, not a giant, but like pretty strong flying unit is gonna be pretty tough for me to beat here. I'm gonna get some more Biomass Queens here. There we go. Get that friggin' Devourer out here. Come on, boys. I need you out here like right now. Alright, come on, Devourers. Gunk them up. Deal that area damage. Alright, come on, Devourers. There we go. Alright, come on. Come on, my queens. Heal everything. Ah! Alright, so the Devourers are going to be on Liberator duty, so that should be good. There's like an invisible person here. I should probably not scan, though, because my scans cost more when it's a 1v3, so there's that. Although my Devours are probably going to start stacking up really quickly, though, so that's good. I'm going to scan here because I need to get rid of this Nova here. Get her out of here. Okay. My Devours just got beamed over there. I'll probably need a few more Devours. My Queens aren't very strong against the Ultras. And my Ravagers are getting breached right now. I need to balance the Ravagers as well. I need to make sure I get some more of them. Although the Ravagers miss the Ultras because they just charge. And then like I'm getting memed here by my own lack of micro. Which is why I'll probably just do something like this instead. I don't know. Yeah, that looks like a better formation here. Change that up. See how that... We got some Goliaths here. Are they going to encounter the Goliath problem? Yes, they are. They're 100% encountering the Goliath problem. Actually, with Devours, I should probably get their armor up. Because their armor's pretty strong. Man, but I've been on 1 gas this entire time. I'm just like objective survive right now. I think that's what the 1v3 experience though. Sometimes like it's just objective survive, you know? Hey, look, it's a Goliath. Oh, but he killed off all my guys. That's bad. There we go. Don't make me micro the base charge. Oh man, Kaz is coming in for the micro base charge. Here we go. Alright, am I reducing their attack speed? There we go. Kaz also has a new keyboard, so like he can't type anymore. Typing is over. There we go. Oh my god, Goliaths, leave my Devours alone. Keyboard replacement. You might be fine. Oh man. Ah, why do Ravagers cost so much? There we go. Why does everything cost so much here? There we go. Alright. I think the Biomass Queens definitely help out in this matchup, but I would really want to get a Biomass Ravager. Although I don't think I have the luxury for that, so I'm just going to Biomass another Queen here. Because I feel like right now we're just in objective survive. We're doing okay right now, but we're not by any means like crushing it either. I think I just need to spam more Ravagers. Is what I'm assuming here. Oh, there's a base charge. Boom, boom. Oh, Kaz's Ultras are the green ones. Okay, gotta watch out for the green ones. Those guys are built different. So currently my Devours are actually still able to beat up those Libs. Actually, just as I say that, the Libs are... Well, the Libs are being severely wounded. How about that? That's what matters, right? There we go. Let's get another Ravager. I mean, another Devour. I just don't think I can beat the Ultras right now. Not unless I have a Brutalisk or something like that. Like, Vipers don't work on them. They literally don't care about Vipers. And the bulk of my damage output is the Ravagers. Yeah, I don't know. I have a very objective survive wave right now, so it is what it is. We got a Broodlord coming in here. Okay. Come on, Queens. Shred him down. He's only got 1 Flyer Carapace. You guys got it. Oh, no. Yeah, all I have left are the Biomass Queens here. Come on. Get in there, boys. Hold. Oh, man. I can't really spread my Devours out too much, though. Can I? Because they all spawn as a triple stack on top of each other. So actually, I'm losing to the AoE here. Like I could spread it out like this, but that's about as much as I can do, I think. Let's get some more Ravs. Let's see. Yeah, because like they spawn on top of each other, so that's really bad. Their DPS is essentially tripled, but their health pool is like basically going to end up being the same. Come on, boys, more damage. More damage. I need my Ravagers to attack harder. There we go. Auto attack. Auto attack them into the ground. Is there an invisible? Man, all these Novas are just out here chilling, boys. Get them out of here. Oh my god. Those Ultralisk. Those Ultralisk. Although they're all gathered up by my previous wave, so that's not too bad. You know what? My Overseers are just flying in and getting killed by those Goliaths. That's all they're doing. Like, they're just like, hey, it's a Goliath. Hey, let's go look at it. It looks dangerous. And then they're like, oof, I died. I hate this. Oh, man. Yeah, the Ultras are just... They're just cleaving through my wave here. Like, the Queens can hold them off because they're just tanky. Oh my goodness here. Yeah, but my roaches are getting cleaved to pieces here. I think my devours are currently winning though. There we go. Actually, I still have some roaches here. You know, honestly, I think I just need more biomass queens. Like, I don't think I can biomass anything else but the queens right now. I think that's what I think that's what it's gonna have to be. I'm gonna put down another roach here, or another 3 roaches here. But I'm so behind on gold right now because I'm against 2 Kerrigans with the mineral advantage, and I don't have mineral income. So basically, it's just gonna be, like time. You know, I'm just gonna get worn down by time here. So I'm gonna get this gas here. Maybe I'll help me out a little bit. I do feel a little bit more. Oh, where did all my devourers go? Did they all die to those libs? Oh man, that's not good. That's a lot of lings, by the way. I think the lings will hard counter me a little bit. Come on, Devour Squad. Oh, Devour Squad is getting beamed. Yeah, Devour Squad is getting crushed by those libs. Maybe I just need more Devours. I don't even know. The Devours, I mean, like the libs are the most dangerous thing. They can cut through my queens quick. That's bad. I don't really have a good answer for that. Like, Mutalisk? Toss in 1 Mutalisk in there? Get in there, boys. Nope. They're distracted immediately. I think that's it, boys. That's gonna be it. I lost to the Liberators, I think. The Ultras, I think I could have held off a little bit. Like, longer. Oh, man. There we go, boys. That's a GG here. Ooh. A lot of damage dealt, though. Alright, let's go on to the tier list. Alright, and we are back. Let's go. So, Brawl modifiers, just a quick reminder, we got Discharge, so structures have no shields. That includes your base, like your Nexus, your cannon. So any damage that they take is gonna stick. We have Synergy, so things cost 50% more, but you all spawn together as a team, and you have Stockpile. You start with extra minerals. I think around like 325. Alright, so I think the overall strategy, like the Synergy strategy is gonna apply this week still, but I think also as well it's important that we're gonna have to be able to protect the base or also snipe the base, or like cheese the base. So some commanders are pretty good at doing the cheese, some commanders are pretty good at doing the protect. And I guess it's just like where it falls. So this tier is gonna be a little funky. We're gonna have like several parts, but like the other several parts at the end are gonna be a little quick because I've already sort of discussed them in the last time we did a Synergy tier list. So I don't think I'm really gonna change much in that. But let's get to it. So for Discharge, I think tier rankings for Discharge is gonna be a little interesting. Here's where I think things fall. So I think in the S tier are commanders who are just very strong at either cheesing the base, protecting the base, doing both while also excelling in the synergy gameplay. So what do I mean by that? So Stukov heals the base, can stack very nicely due to the fact that he's got his tanks, which just generate value. Stukov can contaminate the enemy base, preventing them from doing much. And so while Stukov doesn't really cheese the base like super hard, he guarantees longevity in the game. He does frontline well, backline well. The only real weakness he really has is like just aerial superiority, but like he can take the ground for you, hands down. Zagara, I think, is very strong because, you know, Zagara does lots of AoE damage, and Synergy, it's literally impossible to avoid AoE damage. She's kind of weaker in the air aspect, but, you know, buildings are on the ground, so you just gotta make it through the enemy ground units. Zagara herself with her Baneling Barrage, I have found, is actually ridiculous, especially if your opponents do not put a defensive structure in front of their cannon. You can just pull up and then just blast it for 320 damage, and that damage is going to stick because they don't have shields. So you can cheese the base super easy with Zagara, and then, like, if your opponent's down a cannon, like, that's already bad news, but you're also against Zagara, so you're going to be down even worse later on. So that's just like how it's going to start. I think Karax here also does very well because he has a lot of defensive structures, so you can, like, just sort of build, like, this wall in front of your Nexus if your cannon goes down, or like this wall next to your cannon, like either way, right? That, and he's great as a team player in terms of just getting like strong frontline distraction. And you can also send in mirages with the beacon that, if it is close enough to enemy buildings, might hit the enemy building for quite a lot of damage. So there's also that potential. So I think Karax, like, these guys are all super strong. Karax also packs a lot of AoE and everything. In the A tier, we have commanders that are also pretty strong in this aspect, but like they lack like just a little bit of something. So for example, Tychus, like, you can chuck grenades at the cannon. Like, yeah, it's like a slow cheese. definitely applies pressure. You're also playing Tychus, so it already applies pressure as soon as you start. But you also have to make the correct decisions because you're Tychus, right? You also don't have too much like actual protection of your buildings, but I think as Tychus you have a lot of front end power, and then you can like just sort of act as like this utility guy. Like, you know, Boswell stunning the wave, or I think it's probably better to be like Nux. Although I don't know, I think Nux might be a little too pricey, but Nux is definitely gonna be strong later in the game when everything comes together. You know, it really depends on how your team is playing. I think honestly with Tigers, Stetman I think has like the biggest giga cheese potential. You just run like 50 Banelings, and if your opponents can't catch them all, well, your buildings are going to catch them, and your buildings don't have shields, so your buildings are just going to get crushed by those Banelings, as you guys witnessed there, I think. Was it this game that I got crushed by Banelings? I think it was another game. Anyways, you guys will see that game anyways. So yeah, and Stetman does a decent job at the front line, and aerial domination versus small aerial units. He does decently well against that, so that's that too. Now, Dahaka's up here because Dahaka actually has very high early game pressure potential if you just go Ravissors. Ravissors have the added bonus of having 8 attack range with their enlarged parotid gland upgrade, which gives them +1 range. Which means on the first wave, if your opponent sits on their hands and twiddles their thumbs, you can take their cannon, most likely. So, very powerful. Dahaka also transitions nicely into like a very beefy front line, or you can just keep adding more damage, you know, whatever the situation calls for, okay? So I think in Discharge, these guys are going to be pretty strong. So in the B tier, we have some heroes or commanders who are like overall like pretty solid. Like they're not like, they're like your average Joe, I think, actually, honestly, this week. They're not like super outstanding. They're not super weak. Like they do okay. So Nova's just like, Nova has really thick units. She's got thick structures. So like that's kind of helpful. She doesn't really have anything that like really like just crushes the base though. She can like stack tanks and, you know, do all that kind of shenanigans, run front line. Probably stack tanks is better than run front line, because Nova's front line is not the best in terms of like soaking AoE and stuff. I think some other commanders are better at it. For example, like commanders with Ultralisk are pretty good at that. So yeah, like I don't know, Nova's not like super strong. I don't think she's gonna be able to like snipe a cannon for instance, because her units cost too much. She just can't get enough mass out there. But she's not gonna like fall over and die either, so there's that. Phoenix is kind of in the same situation, although I would like to say Disruptors have meme potential written all over it. Maybe you can get a Disruptor and just like boom, like drop it on like the cannon without like the cannon with no shield. That could be very good. We'll just have to see. Phoenix like supports his team pretty nicely with the Arbiter micro, just going invisible and all those little shenanigans. He's got decent amounts of AoE on the ground, but he does struggle in the air. So that's a critical weakness that really prevents him from being any stronger. I think Manx is very powerful if he has backup against those commanders in the S tier. Manx is literally going to fall over and die from the explosions and AoE. So unless his teammates is packing like heavy front lines, soak, you know, whatever else, Manx is going to have a kind of a bad time this week, I'm going to say. Because those S rank commanders are just going to slap him this week, I think. And yeah, like his rocket battery is pretty good. Like his rocket boys are pretty good against anything that flies, but that's about it. You can't really hold back the explosive tide. Same thing with Swan, actually, but I think Swan is pretty good for his tanks. He can stack. He can support with his shields, but they're all quite pricey. Swan can kind of build up a fortress, kind of like Herax around your buildings. Like, not quite the same, but like, you know, it's like still good, better than nothing, right? You can like sort of delay and install in that sense. And your tanks are still pretty potent. But it takes time to get there, and they'll definitely get overrun if there's enough aggro. Alarak is like, man, he could be good if he like started with like 4 times as much money as everyone or something like that. Because I think with Alarak is that you have to choose between, are you gonna frontline, or are you gonna like get power, get strong? I think it's probably better to frontline this week, depending on how it goes. I don't know. I think because like the chicken nuggets and like things dying, Alarak can soak quite a lot of hits with that. Alarak can also kind of protect your structures. Like, it's not the best because it's like 400 damage shield, but it's not like 400 health back like Stukov. So it's like not as great, but it's better than nothing. And Alarak's got a pretty strong presence in the early game, but like it's not like a dominating, like, you know, destroy the base kind of presence. It's like, you know, strong enough that like you'll probably lose the wave against him, but like I don't know, depending on what his allies have, it's not gonna be too like bad, like game ending sort of thing. So yeah, in the C tier we actually have a bunch of like, I don't know, a bunch of other commanders here. I might have been a little too harsh on Abathur this week, but like I think Abathur's frontline is entirely armored. Okay, that's already bad. Almost entirely tiny small units that take lots of AoE, even worse. And anything that like Abathur has that is like big and chunky, like the Brutalisk, just sucks. So oof, that's a bad thing. Ravagers will definitely do okay, like like AoE is AoE, but that means like you just kind of have to rely on your allies for that one. Swarm hosts are a no-go, unless even in 1v3 I think it's a no-go, because like you guys saw that, right? It's kind of tough. So yeah, I don't know, like Abathur maybe you can support with queens, but his like potential to do other things like protect the base or support the team to crush things is just not as great as the other S rank commanders. Like if Abathur had like his own like infested siege tank thing of above, oh man, like that might be pretty strong. Like I know Vipers are pretty strong, but like you have to get there. And I think this week Synergy is like a lot more early game focused because of the discharge. Like you have to put something on the field, otherwise you just lose. So there's that. Kerrigan, I don't know. Kerrigan herself is pretty strong, the hero. So like for the first 2 to 3 minutes, you'll probably be dominating. And then it's like you just have to power spike into Ultralisk or something. Like I don't know. Kerrigan you just have to use like some sort of traditional-ish strategy. Lurkers have potential, but once again, the lurker problem, also known as, oh look, there's a unit right in front of us. We're gonna hit that guy instead of the giant mass of whatever 4 HP units in the back that we could just kill all at once. So yeah, lurker problem really holds Kerrigan back. So there's that. Han and Horner has, I think with Synergy, Han and Horner's always been a little strange. Hellbats are not the tankiest thing. Like Han and Horner does damage, but like they don't really. Their front line is okay. It sort of like just evaporates. So it's like you really need an ally who can either back you up in the back, and then you can like frontline a little bit. Like you need someone to like help you transition past like the first few minutes of the game. I feel like the first like 5 minutes of the game is like the roughest patch, but then once you have enough minerals to do like start doing some shenanigans, you can go crazy with Hun Horner. But like the early game is like you need some babysitting to get past that, I think. But yeah, and Artanis is like, I don't know. Artanis's AoE is kind of not that great. I know that sounds like ridiculous, but like Reavers run out of ammo. Archon Slinestorm does like not really that much damage. It is not like super giga consistent, and it's a DOT, so it's super slow. Reavers are ridiculously expensive, run out of ammo, just bad things. Artanis's air power is just good against like other single target big airships, so if you're not in that situation, then it's a little bit of an oof. So yeah, I don't know. I think Spinning Zealots might be the best thing for just Artanis. Just Spinning Zealots, Guardian Shell, just run it forward and pretend you're Karax, but like different. And that could be really good, I think. Dragoons, unfortunately, need tier 2 to try and snipe the cannon, so I think it's going to be too slow for them to do any sort of snipe action there. And in the D tier, I think Raynor has never been in the D tier. I don't know. This might be the first time. Raynor is in the D tier, and we have Warzone here as well. So why is Raynor in the D tier? Raynor is very vulnerable to explosions. There's gonna be plenty of them. Although Raynor has good aggro in the early game, like I don't know. It's like I feel like with Raynor, it's like either commit to the Death Fleet, you commit to the tanks, or you commit to the Marauder Firebat sort of thing, and like with like medic sort of thing to heal him up. Like in a one-on-one situation with like regular direct strike, that's pretty strong, right? Like the Raynor Bio Ball. But when everybody's packing AoE, oh god, that's not strong at all. Or it doesn't stay strong for long. Like you drop off super fast. And then like all the things that like help you get strong later on are also very vulnerable to AoE, and they kind of also either cost too much, for example Hyperion, or like they just get knocked out. I don't know. Raynor Vikings might have something going for them, but like, oh god, their AI just targets whatever's in front of them closest because of their giga range, so you might just get out-dueled by something else. But you could potentially have that like aerial domination, but that's about it. Warzone is like, I don't know, Corsairs maybe? Like her aggro ability is non-existent really. I guess you can cheese maybe? This is a big question mark. Cheese with the oracles. Although if they have any detection, they might just destroy your oracle like the stasis ward, and then you're really sad. But yeah, Warzone just sort of packs like health, and like that's about it. Not really anything else. Like her damage output's kind of reliant on like just making your opponent not do damage and then killing off some other things. So yeah. Anyways, let's just like speed run the rest of the tier list because you guys have seen this already. So the rankings for AoE, I really haven't changed them much because I think AoE rankings still stay the same here. Like all our commanders in the S tier have godlike AoE, I would say. With Abathur's like Ravagers, great AoE, hits everything. The only bad thing is like Ultras will counter them unless you're microing them. Viper AoE is pretty strong there. But like, see, the AoE doesn't really say anything about like, you know, like what the battle plans will look like when you actually encounter them, right? In the A tier, we also have like all pretty strong AoE heavy commanders, or like maybe like some really strong typing AoEs. For example, Karax's AoE is very powerful, but only on the ground. So is Artanis' AoE, very powerful, but on the ground, but it's like super pricey. That's the thing. Rainer's like $$ tanks and not $, sorry, Poundland tanks and Poundland Vikings. Got that good AoE, but you need to invest heavy in them, so that's a little bit. I guess maybe I do gotta rearrange this tier list. I don't know. We'll see. Stukov's AoE from his tanks are great. Liberators are awesome against small units. Tychus got lots of AoE as well. B tier list commanders have some amount of AoE in different areas. Sometimes not as repetitive, not as useful, and or not as strong. For example, like disruptors are like Ravagers, but like slightly worse. Setman Banelings are one-time use explosions. I mean, if you can get mass amount of lurkers, the focus strike algorithm could be good if it hits a heavy, like high HP unit that's surrounded by low HP units. Yeah, C tier AoE commanders are like, where is my AoE? Or my AoE is like very tiny or does very little damage unless like, you know, we have a lot of investment in them, for example, with Alarak, with the Ascendants. And then Vorazun is just, well, she's got Corsair AoE. Does that count? That's about it. So Siege, I think, is mostly going to end up being Terran commanders, as we can see here, and Alarak, of course. S-rank Siege commanders are very good at sieging. You can see Stukov is like also S-rank here because Stukov tanks are so strong, especially in Synergy. They're really strong in Synergy. Maybe not as strong in like one-on-one, but like very strong in Synergy. Meng's tanks, no need to explain. Wrathwalkers, no need to explain those guys. Nova heavy siege tanks, also very strong candidate because of their heavy like HP, long range. Swan tanks, great for their damage output. Poundland Rainer tanks, great for their affordability, although they're a little less affordable now, so maybe it's like not as great. And then B tier, we have like mostly Protoss commanders who have like, their siege is okay. You know, you got the Colossi, you got the Tempest, but Colossi siege is like not enough. Is good against like particulate units, not really against buildings. Tempests are good against like bigger guys. I don't know. Dahaka takes some time to get rolling, but once Dahaka gets rolling, he gets rolling. So there's that. Abathur siege is okay. It'll probably end up being like a mix of like, you might have to go storm host the siege, or you can like anti-siege with your Vipers. And then Vorazun siege, her Void Rays can actually do a pretty good job, but then you have to invest in Void Rays, which are very vulnerable to AoE, so that really holds her back from being any higher. C tier commanders, their siege is kind of like it exists potentially. Like Tychus's Sirius can kind of siege with his like little turns, throw him forward, just stay in the back. Han and Horner siege is probably just the Galleons, I think. Han and Horner just runs in there, so the only siege unit they have is the Galleons. And in the D tier, I don't think these guys have any type of siege that makes sense. Like Kerrigan has Broodlords, but like honestly, I have bought Broodlords, but that's only because I'm against Tychus. Like Broodlords are, oh god, they're so awful. Like they can't protect themselves, and they're a flyer. Like that's just bad news, right? Because then any anti-air flyer is just gonna be like, hey, look, free money, and then just kill it. Same thing with Stetman's BCLs. Stetman's lurkers are, well, they suffer from the lurker problem once again. Same thing with Kerrigan's lurkers. And Zagara doesn't need siege, she just runs in there. So, I don't know, her siege is like the Hunter Killer, which is not really a siege unit. So yeah, that's that. And then tier list rankings for frontline and support, as it should come as no surprise. Frontline and support, I think Vorazun's frontline and support is pretty strong, but she's just gonna run out of health. Like she's just the meat shield. She's just a punching bag. I think that's the problem. Like if you're just a punching bag, then your teammates better be packing heat. Otherwise, you're gonna be in trouble. Stukov just can generate frontline with his tanks. Can just spam frontline with all this stuff. I think you probably don't even want to buy bunkers. I think I recommended bunkers last time. I tried that out and I was like, no. Forget the bunkers. Just go tanks. Tanks and jumpy boys and civvies, basically. Zagara's frontline is also her damage, so great. Awesome. Karax's frontline just refuses to die. and really disrupts the enemy formation, because the enemy formation might march forward a little bit, and then Karax's dead front line comes up in the enemy's back line, which is awesome. Raynor front line has decent potential with fire bats, but I don't know. They're strong, but eventually they'll drop off like a rock because they're like Abathur roaches here. Abathur front line is okay as well, but like I think it's gonna drop off like a rock as well. I don't know why I have these guys as A tier. I think I need to update the tier list. I think maybe I don't know. Let's look at this frontline. I guess I have this rated as frontline and support. So Raynor's medics can support really nicely, and so can the Vipers support really nicely. I think it's good to actually for me to revisit my tier list as well, because I'm thinking like for actual frontline, it'll probably have to be like Kerrigan out here. Although I guess I'm rating it as like both, because like the prices of the frontline is also pretty expensive. There's also that. So Dahaka I think can do like the supporting and the frontlining pretty well, because obviously there's Dahaka and there's Ultralisk. In terms of like actually support, I don't think Dahaka actually has like a unit that supports, but he is a whole lot of frontline. So you can just dump the front line on that, and then that'll be the support. You're supporting your team by making sure your team doesn't get hit. In the B, we have Nova, Alarak, Stepman, Tychus, which I think so. Nova does decently on front line, decently with their support abilities. Same thing with Alarak's Havocs are pretty strong. I think Alarak can frontline decently, but you have to like really invest into him, and that means you lose out on his siege potential. Stepman's units are quite expensive, but the Ultralisk are probably like one of the most potent frontliners in the game, so there's that. Tychus's frontline could involve just group stunning with Boswell, or I don't think tier 3 Blaze is actually a viable option because it takes so long to get there, so it's probably going to be looking closer to like Boswell or maybe CC from Sirius, which could be very serious in the late game. C tier commanders are struggling a little bit. I think Artanis' frontline is just going to be the Zealots. I like, because the other tanking units Artanis have are all ranged, so you're not really frontlining. You're sort of like just standing next to your allies' units. So I guess you can offer them a little bit more health, but yeah. Manx's frontline crumbles to dust really quickly because his Ultralisk just sort of ran in there. Don't have any protective abilities like extra armor, any charge, any whatever disruption, CC, so that actually matters a lot. So yeah, like you could probably get an Aegis Guard or something like that, but then you're missing out on your tanks, so that's bad. Phoenix frontline is mostly just Phoenix himself, which is pretty strong in the early game, but then drops off like a rock. Legionaries, same thing, strong in the early game, drops off like a rock. No more need to really explain that part. Kerrigan, actually, I think her ultras are okay, but you really have to like hit critical mass with them. It takes a while to get going, which is why I think I have her in C tier from last week or something. And then Swan and Han Horner, like frontline just does not really exist. It's like Hellbats. They just sort of walk in there. Han Horner's arguably is a little bit better because they CC the enemy and they also leave a dot, whereas Swans are just like, man, they're like baby sea turtles, man. They're just trying to make it to the sea when they get out there. So yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you guys think. I think actually just looking back at this, I realized that, yeah, you know what? Like, Abathur does belong in the A tier. I'm thinking about it again. I was like, why did I put Abathur here? I can see it. So yeah, be sure to let me know what you guys think, like when things we could change up, especially for the Discharge tier list. And then yeah, until next time, I will see you guys later.
The tires, let's light some fires. Need a light. They picked the wrong fight.